Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of In the Shop with Afflictor Broadheads. Today we're going to be talking about how to replace your fixed blades on our fixed blade line. So we're going to be using our K2 fixed as our example today, but the fixed EXT changes out roughly the exact same way. So you're going to need a couple things to get started. First thing is you need a decent screwdriver. It is best to have a 000 Phillips head. That's what fits all of our screws. It works really easy. You can get them dirt cheap at Harbor Freight. Get the whole kit, have stuff to play around with for a long time, mostly lose the little pieces. But anyway, 000 Phillips, very important. The next thing I like to use is I use a crossbow bolt, but you can use a piece of an arrow shaft. It's just an easy way to manipulate the broadhead so you don't get into a position where you're cutting your fingers. So we'll just get started by go ahead and just screwing that broadhead on. Now if you take your 000 Phillips and just remove the two head screws from the front of the broadhead. These are your first two secure points for securing the blade to the tip. Now in some of my previous videos you'll see that I had a little magnet pad like a refrigerator magnet. It really helps to keep track of your screws and some other small parts. So if you do have a little like a business card magnet or a refrigerator magnet, it's really handy to kind of move your screws over to it so they don't get lost, roll off the table, because once they're gone, the vacuum cleaner will find them before you do. So now you want to go ahead and just take the main blade and you want to slide it forward, and it should come right off without any problems at all, and you can set that aside. The secondary blade, which is right here, it goes in the side of the ferrule. You're just going to slide that straight out as well. You might have to give it a little bit of a wiggle, but it should come out. So then you're left with a nice clean ferrule. So when you take your new blades, you go ahead and you start with your secondary blade first. You find the slot in the ferrule, and that's where this blade gets inserted. And you can insert it and just kind of eyeball that it lines up really good with the center of the ferrule inside here. So then from there, you want to take your tip, insert the post through the holes in the primary blade, and then take your tip cap and put it over top so it's nice and secure. And then you can actually hold the blade safely from that tip. Now, included with your replacement blades is a really tiny rubber spacer. Again, check your secondary blade, make sure it's lined up in the ferrule, and then just put the two together. And they should slide on very easy, just like that. Now, one of the things we like to do at this point is go ahead and give the broadhead a little push down, secures everything. It'll also line up your screw holes here into the ferrule. And then you can just drop your screws back in. And that's it. That's all you have to do to replace your fixed blades. Now it's a good idea once you have it at this point, you want to go ahead and do a spin test and make sure it's spinning very true and straight. If it's not, it's very easy. Just loosen these screws up a little bit, and then you can just push this down into a little piece of wood and manipulate that tip just back and forth just a tiny bit, and that'll make sure you're totally aligned. But generally, once you have the secondary blade in place and the screw holes line up, you should be spot on. But always give it a spin test just in case to make sure you're going to fly true. And that's it. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments, send us an email, or give us a call at any time. Thanks.